Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna. Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Animals are called in Sanskrit as Pashu. Pashu means the one who only sees, doesn't think. And when we think, our perception about the world changes. And if we don't think, simply react to a given situation, then our perception of the world changes. And when we don't think, we have this kinds of question. If God is there, why there is so much of terrorism? If God is there, why so many volcanoes are erupting? If God is there, why there are wars going on? What is He doing? One type of question. One person asked me this question. He said, if God is all powerful, why can't He protect His own temples? You require the security around. If God is all powerful, why He requires? I say, look here. Temples are constructed by whom? By God or by you? You constructed. God doesn't need any temple, any church, any mosque. It is our need. So if we have created, we have to protect. Now these types of wrong questions come because we have never given a little time to think about the whole phenomena called as life. And without this thinking, when we start living our life, there is nothing but chaos and commotion. Take for example, our present understanding is we are inside the body. And if we analyze our own experiences, the support is always bigger than the supported. So the body is supported by the prana. If the prana, the life goes, body dies. So prana is the support. Body is limited to this particular shape and form. Prana goes beyond the limit of the body. So prana is not in the body, but the body is in the capsule of prana. See, go further. Prana has a limit. The mind goes beyond the prana, and therefore when the mind is disturbed, our prana is disturbed. Therefore our body is disturbed. So mind is the container in which prana and the body is contained. Then we come to the Vijnanamaya Kosha, Aham, ego, I. If I is not there, there is neither the mind nor the prana nor the body. So this I alone is holding this body, prana and the mind. Therefore I is the container and the three are the contents. Now this I is the manifestation of the consciousness. Therefore consciousness is the container and in that everything is existing. And if we recognize that this conscious reality is my real nature, then like the contents of the body, our heart, our lungs, our kidney, our spleen, liver, they are not a burden for us. In the same manner, when we expand our vision, through inquiry, through knowledge, through contemplation, through understanding, then the perception of the world will completely change. But when we take our regular experiences that I am inside the body, you are all around, then we will be only having a fight, I versus you. There won't be understanding. There will be only misunderstanding. And this is what the teacher brings out this topic in the form of the experience of the King Janaka. Tantu matro bhavedeva pato yadvad vicharataha atma tanmatra me vedam tadvad vishvam vicharitam. Yadvad, just as vicharataha, by proper inquiry and understanding, when we find out what is a cloth, pataha means cloth. What is a cloth? Cloth is nothing but the fibers. The fibers are converted into threads, and the threads are woven in such a manner that there is an appearance of a sheet of cloth. But essentially, this cloth is nothing but the fiber. Tantu matra. See, like when we go for a walk here, we see so many sheep, and many of them drop little parts of their wool. And in that wool there is very thin fiber. So these fibers are put together to make a thread. From that a shawl is made. If we remove the thread or the tantu, the fiber, from this, will this have any existence? See, as is the quality of the fiber, so is the quality of the cloth. So when we are looking at the world, so where is our attention? If our attention is on the color of the shawl, if our attention on the size of the shawl, if our attention is on the price of the shawl, then our perception will be different. And if our attention is on the fiber of what it is made. See, one girl, lady, she gave me one shawl in India, and it is so light and it is so thin that it can be folded and like a small, napkin, it can be kept in the pocket. So when I saw that, he said, Swamiji, it is not the full shawl because I was short of money. I said, why? What was the problem? See, that full shawl if I had bought, I required another 15,000 rupees and I didn't have. Then how much is this? I asked her. Swamiji, this is only 35,000 rupees. It is so light. I said, what is the speciality? Then she said, the fibers of this shawl are from some animal in the Himalayas, and it is extremely difficult to get sufficient number of the threads or fibers to make a shawl, and therefore it is very, very expensive. So when she told me that, then I lifted it with great love. Okay, it's very expensive. Otherwise, he said, okay, keep it there. See? So when our attention is on the tantu matra, on the essence, our perception of the world will differ, is it not? So tantu matro bhavet pataha yadvad vicharataha, when we have inquired. Therefore the cloth is essentially the fiber. In the same manner, atma tanmatra eva idam tadvad vishvam vicharitam. So this whole world is nothing but the self alone, provided we contemplate, we reflect on this. You know, one of the difficulties that we come across, how can the whole world be in me? Then the question comes, me means what? This body. No, Baba, you are not the body. See, Now take this way, one or two experiments we will do. We are all seeing each other. Where the knowledge is happening. I am seeing you, you are seeing me. Am I seeing you where you are? Or am I seeing you in my mind, inside my body, where I am seeing you? See? If I am seeing you where you are, and if I am seeing you inside my body, what will be the difference? If you all enter my body, I will burst out. Thank God it doesn't happen. See? So if I am seeing you where you are, that means I am seeing you away. Then how do I see? I am here. So what exactly the knowledge is? So all that is seen is nothing but the images are formed on the retina, and those images are bathing in the light of consciousness, and then they are comprehended and the knowledge takes place. So where is everything? Everything is existing only in the mind. If the mind is enfolded as in deep sleep, where the world goes, it goes back to the mind. And again when there is a body identification, again whole world comes out. In this manner, it is not a creation, it is unmanifestation, manifestation, unmanifestation, manifestation. Vicharata, when we thus think cool, without any agitations, without any reactions, then we come to know this whole world begins from me. If I am not there, the whole world has no meaning. See, the reason why we are not able to get it, because we are too much extrovert, number one. Number two, we believe in the perception through our senses. We do not go to the level of the thoughts and find out what is seen by the senses, that is right, or what is concluded by the intellect, that is right. See, many years before, they used to say in the Western world that the earth is flat and the sun is moving around the earth. Avicharata, no contemplation, no inquiry. And then the contemplation and inquiry came. Can the earth be flat? And when they inquired, they came to know that earth is not flat, earth is round. And then it is not the sun is moving around the earth, but it is the earth which is moving around the sun. The whole concept of life changed. See, friends. Therefore, vicharata, if we inquire properly, everything will change in the same manner. When we talk about the world is too bad, where from the world begins? One child asked me this question. He came, Swamiji, who created this world and when the world was created? So that child, so innocent, he can't ask this question. So I asked him, oh, you are so intelligent. Who asked you to ask this question? Mummy. Straight away. Then I told that mummy, I said, Mama, why don't you ask me directly? Why through the child? No, I was feeling awkward. How to ask you a silly question? I said, look here. The world begins from our gross body. And when the world begins, when we are identified with the body. See. And when the world ends, when we are not identified with the body. Everything in this world has a meaning if there is I. If there is no I, the world doesn't exist. Therefore, Atma eva idam sarvam. The self alone is everything. If this is accepted, then where will be our attention? Our attention will not be on the world. Our attention will be on the self. So this is what Janaka Maharaja has come to experience. Atma tanmatrame vedam tadvad vishvam vicharitam. So those who do not inquire and think properly, they have this world as a terrible place. It is in the same world all the great masters lived. They lived on the same time scale. They lived in the same political turmoil. They lived in the same wars and tragedies. There was no difference. See, vicharitam. Therefore, avichara kruto bandaha vicharena nivaryate. All the bondage is born out of improper thinking. See, in Atma Bindu Upanishad, not Amruta Bindu Upanishad, not Atma Bindu. In Amruta Bindu Upanishad, there is one mantra which tells, Mana eva manushyanam karanam bandha mokshayoho bandhaya vishaya saktam muktaye nirvishayam smrutam. Mind is the cause for bondage and liberation for everyone. When the mind is object-oriented, world-oriented, the mind becomes the cause of bondage. And when the mind is liberated from its attachment and attraction toward the world, the same mind leads to liberation. See, friends. Therefore, vicharitam. There are two aspects of contemplation on the self. One aspect is stop thinking about the not self. Not self means all that is recognized as other than I. Stop thinking about that. Suspension of the thoughts with respect to the not self is the beginning of the contemplation on the self. See? And thereafter, if we do not engage the mind immediately, the mind will go to sleep. That is why many people have this problem. When they sit for meditation, they sit straight away like exclamation. After a long sitting of 3 seconds, they become question mark. Another 3 seconds, they become underline. Meditation, cartoons. See, friends. Therefore, when we inquire properly, and with that inquiry, then keep the eyes open, ears open, talk, move in this world 24/7, and yet our tuning with the divine is never lost. All the great masters who lived in this world, they were not sitting all the time in meditation. One boy asked me this question, Swamiji, when I will be able to sit like Swami Vivekananda in meditation? I said, after you die, we will make a statue and keep you there. Have you seen Vivekananda? No. He was not sitting all the time. He was moving in this world. See, friends, we have to get rid of this wrong thought. Meditation is when we sit in a dark room, collectively suffering silently. It is not meditation. Move in this world. Yogarato va, bhogarato va, sangarato va, sangavihina. Yasya brahmani ramate chittam, nandati anandati eva. He who is abiding in the truth, Thereafter, move in this world freely, without fear. See, friends, fearful existence is death. So, Atma Tanmatra me Vedam Tadvad Vishwam Vichariram. If you think properly, then you will see that we are all miserable because of wrong thinking, not because of not thinking. In deep sleep we don't think, so we are not miserable. When we sleep in deep sleep and snore loudly, our partner suffers, we don't suffer. See? Because all the suffering is when we want n number of conditions to be fulfilled and then I will be happy. It can never happen. Once I was in Goa and with few kids, I was on the sea beach and we were playing in the sea. Very nice, clean, beautiful beach. So there was one gentleman came and he put on his towel and standing there like Vivekananda. I said, "Uncle, come on, get into the water." "No, I am waiting for the waves to stop." I say, "We'll have to make a statue out of you. If you want to swim in the sea and wait for the waves to stop, you can never. We have to live in this chaotic world. Therefore, don't run away anywhere. Because where will you run away? Wherever you go, there you are. The source of all the problems. Therefore, vicharitam. When we inquire properly, we come to know avichara kruto bandaha. We only imagine, I am so miserable, I am so unfortunate. You are not. This principle I discovered 40 years before almost. I wrote to one great master and I wrote, "Sir, for last 6 months I am disturbed because of you. Some of your statements and some of your actions has disturbed me and I cannot anymore hold it. Therefore I am writing you." You know what reply I got? I got a reply, "I am extremely happy that you are growing spiritually." See? Then he wrote, "All that we see in this world is not in this world, it is in our mind. We don't see what is, we see what we want to see." See, friends, a woman is never seen as a woman. When the woman is seen by the father, he sees her as a daughter. When the same woman is seen by the husband, he sees her as a wife. When the same woman is seen by the son, he sees her as a mother. So we don't see the woman. We have decided to see in this world, and if something does not fit in our definition, then we get disturbed. See, friends, therefore this whole world is appearing only because of wrong thinking. Zero thinking, no problem. See? Correct thinking, no problem. Therefore it is said, absolutely ignorant people are happy and absolutely wise people are happy. Those who are ignorant but don't accept that they are ignorant and they think they are wise, they are the most miserable. See, friends. Therefore, avichara kruto bandaha is only because of the erroneous, incomplete thinking that we get caught up in this world. But now Janaka says, I have discovered that this whole world is nothing but me. Mayeva sakalam jatam Mai sarvam pratishtitam, Mai sarvam layam yati, tad brahma dvayamasmyam. Everything begins from me. It is existing in me. It goes back to me. This principle is practiced in the path of devotion in this manner. Whosoever comes in my life is one form of the divine. Whosoever comes. So as we start suspecting someone bad in everybody, so we have got a suspecting ability. Now start suspecting divinity in everything and everybody. And this is what we do also. When we go to an unknown temple or unknown church, we only suspect, yes, so many people have gone, must be a good temple, must be a good God. What do we know? Nothing. So if we can suspect divinity in the stones and bricks, can't we suspect divinity in the world? Therefore, vicharitam, when we inquire properly, then we come to know this world is nothing but our own self. How it is, yathaivikshurase klupta, tena vyaptaiva sharkara, tatha vishvam mai kluptam, maya vyaptam nirantaram. Yatha ikshurase sharkara klupta. Ikshuras means the sugar cane juice. Ikshu is sugar cane. See, from sugar cane I remember one thing. Once I was taking a children's camp. Like we have this grown children's camp. It was a real children's camp. And in that I was telling the story of, which appears in one Keno Upanishad. Very enchanting story it is. So to those children I was telling that story. And one of the girls, she said, Swamiji, why should not we change the name of the Upanishad? I said, why, what happened? You said this is the Keno Upanishad. I said, yes. No, you should change the name. I said, what name we should put? We should put Sugar Keno Upanishad. It is so sweet. Cane, sugar cane. Keno Upanishad. So, Yata ikshurase, like in the sugar cane juice, Sharkara klupta, the sugar is hidden. You don't see the sugar. And by this alone, it is permeating in and through the total sugar cane juice. In the same manner, tata, mai vishvam kluptam. In the same manner, the whole world is permeated in me and I am permeated in them. Means what? Other than me, there is nothing called as the world. See? All that is required is changing the focal length. When we go to the doctor, eye doctor, what the eye doctor does, he doesn't give us the vision. Vision we already have. Our eye muscles, they lose their capacity to adjust the focal length of our lens for whatever reason. And therefore, when for the first time we start feeling, difficulty in reading, what we do? We take the book or the paper and start reading like this thing. So the people at home say, hey, what style, Dad, you are doing these days? This is not the way to read. These days you are doing a lot of style. What is happening? The focal length adjustment ability of the eye muscle is weakened. So we try to adjust the focal length not by the eye muscle but by the biceps. Nothing else. And when the doctor gives us the glasses, what happens is only focal length is properly adjusted. And when focal length is adjusted, things are seen as they are. Exactly the same way. When we are able to adjust our focal length by proper inquiry and understanding, we will go beyond all the names and the forms and touch the substratum, the pure conscious existence which is supporting every name and form. See? And this we will be able to see only if we have discovered that as our essential nature. We look at the world as we have accepted ourselves to be. When I think myself with the conditioning of money, there are two options with the conditioning of money. Either I am rich or I am poor. So if I think I am poor, then for me what is this world? This world is made up of two people. Majority poor like me and useless bad people rich like others. So my perception of the world is according to my perception about myself. If I think myself to be a man, then this world is divided into two parts, men and women. There was a very nice sticker I gave to one lady. She was so happy. The sticker was men at work. That is the first caption which is there when the people work on the road, men at work. Below it was written, they have to say they work. Women always work, therefore they don't have to say. So if I consider myself as man, then the world is man versus woman. See? If I consider myself to be intelligent, then the world is divided into two parts. Few intelligent like me, most dumb. Divided. See? If I consider myself to be married person, then the world is divided into two people, two types. Those who are married, those who are happy. See, this is how our perception of the world depends on what we have taken ourselves to be. Here, Janaka has come to discover his essential nature, and from that standpoint, he is telling, like the sugar is permeating in and through the sugarcane juice and the sugarcane, in the same manner, the self is permeating in and through the total creation. Without this reality, nothing can exist. Existence is that which cannot be negated. See? Even the absence is recognized as existing. That which is existing in the absence is we. See, if you take two objects, one book and another object, one flower. So in between the two objects there is nothing. But in that nothing I am there. Unless I is present, nothing cannot be established. So that which is, when everything is absent, that is our real nature, and then we come to know that which can support even the absence, it supports even the presence of the whole world. This is my experience. See Janak Maharaj, Tatha Vishwam Mai Kluptam, Maya Vyaptam Nirantaram. So the whole world is hidden in me, like the sugar is hidden in the sugarcane juice and the cane, in the same manner. Everything is in me. See, get this way. All the objects are existing in the sense organs. If there are no eyes, colors and forms have no existence. If there are no ears, sounds have no existence. This principle I really got deeply appreciating when I went to one factory in Gujarat. One of my friend, he has a factory of making the plastic ties, which we use for tying down only once, then you have to cut it and throw those plastic ties. He has that factory. And when I went, and I was so surprised. He has got many international awards. Do you know the reason? The reason is very simple. Except a person on the front desk, all the labor is challenged. Somebody doesn't have legs, somebody is polio, somebody is blind, somebody is deaf, somebody is, autist type of person. Everybody is not a normal labor. I said, hey, how do you get to work? He said, come, I'll show you. He took me one this size hall, and there were about 10 machines. And when we entered, it was so terribly noisy, dang, 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 going on, huge sound. I said, yes, very good, let's go out. He said, no, wait for some time, I'll show you. I said, I have seen, come out. It was killing your head. He said, you cannot stand there for 2 minutes, isn't it? My laborers work there 8 hours. Do you know how? I said, no, they are all deaf. For them, sounds don't exist. So where are the sounds? All the sounds exist in the ears. See? And where are the sense organs? They are in the mind. I am talking continuously. When your mind goes for a walk, you don't hear me what I said. So all the sense organs are existing in the mind. And what is mind? Mind is the manifestation of consciousness. See? So where is everything? Everything is in pure consciousness. See, friends. Like another example is given in the scriptures. Like the purified butter, the ghee, is available in the milk. But can we see that? We can't see. Then what we have to do? We have to go through a proper process. First of all, heat the milk on very slow flame. Raw milk, take it from the cow, put it on. After it is heated, then let it cool down. And when again the optimum temperature is there, then we add the starter in that and slowly mix it and leave undisturbed, covering with a cloth. Next day it is the dahi or the yogurt. And then take the churning rod and like Yashoda Maya is to churn for Lord Krishna, start churning. The butter will come on the surface. So take out the butter, put it in a take out the butter, put it in a. And when all the butter is collected, now apply the heat to that butter. All the unwanted things are removed and the pure ghee without any contamination remains. Exactly the same way. We churn our milk of confused mind by the rod of vichara, intellect, inquiry. And in that, the reality will start surfacing as dispassion. Take that dispassion and put it for heating on the fire of meditation. And that fire of meditation will burn away the remnants of attachments to the world, and the pure ghee of divine experience will become once for all. See, friends, like the butter, detaches itself from the milk. It floats. You may add any amount of water for the butter to submerge, it will float. This passion is the only thing which can keep us afloat in this worldly attachment, worldly enchanting things. Keep away. Without this passion, if we sit for meditation, it is only a torture. It's only a suffering. See, friends, in the same manner, here the teacher says, Tatha Vishwam Mai Kluptam Maya Vyaptam Nirantaram. Like the ghee is permeating in and through the total milk, in the same manner, I am permeating in and through the total creation. See, friends, when you come to this point, Yato vacho nivartante aprapya manasasah, where from the speech returns back, the mind becomes important and the ego dissolves. Ramakrishna Paramahansa used to say, a salt doll went to see how deep the sea is, and she jumped into the ocean to find out the depth of the sea and never came out. Exactly the same way, the I who starts his journey, he disappears. And thereafter, whatever is the manifestation, that manifestation is a great master. Mr. disappears and a master starts functioning. See, Mr. is the one who is miserable, therefore Mr. Master is the one who is a marvelous master. See, friends. Continuing further, Atma jnana jagat bhati, Atma jnana bhasate, Rajva jnana dahir bhati, Tajnana bhasate nahi. Atma ajnanat, out of the incomplete knowledge of the self, jagat bhati, the world appears. See, this is another very important thing. Most of the people, they translate, ignorance means absence of knowledge. Knowledge can never be absent. It is not possible. When we say knowledge is absent, that means we are absent. Nobody has ever experienced one's absence. Then what is the meaning of ignorance? Ignorance means I stands for incomplete knowledge. What is the incomplete knowledge? There was a rope, evening time, when we were crossing, I stepped on that rope, but because there was no sufficient light and the rope moved, I thought it must be a snake and a snake has bitten me. So, apurna jnanam, incomplete knowledge, that there is something. This is knowledge. What is that? That I don't know. So, knowledge is there, that there is something. But what is that I do not know? Therefore, the mind takes the lead and starts projecting. There may be a snake. I have heard in this area there are many snakes and I think that snake has bitten me. I am getting terrible pain. Oh God. So we call our friend. He comes with a stick and a torch and sees. First of all, he asks a question. Let us see, poor snake must have died after biting you. And we say, don't make jokes, I am suffering. And he comes to see the snake. What he discovers is the rope, which are inquiry and proper means of knowledge. To see what the rope or the snake is, if we come with intimate fragrance, will not be able to see. Right means of knowledge is light and eyes. In the same manner, to find out our essential nature, right means is the Upanishadic knowledge, no other knowledge in the world. All other people will frighten you, send you to the hell and heaven. No question is allowed to ask. If you ask a question, you will go to hell. Devil is speaking through you. No. See, friends, Upanishad alone has the courage to say, in the deep sleep, the Vedas become non-Vedas. In the deep sleep, the mother becomes no mother. Tatra mata amata bhavati. Tatra pita apita bhavati. Tatra vedaha aveda bhavanti. Even the scriptures have no existence. Because when I is not there, where are the scriptures? See, friends, this is the Praman, this is the ultimate authority. And therefore, Atma Ajnana Jagat Bhati. If we want to recognize our essential self, there is only one way, and that is follow the path of Vedanta. All other places, they will frighten us. They will send us to the hell and the heaven. See, they will tell us, you give up everything and then come to me and suffer silently. No. Be wherever you are. Be whatever you are. And discover yourself. See, friends. And all the things which are given in the scriptures, they are so solid, perfect, you cannot find out any fault. Therefore, Atma Ajnana, because we have never been exposed to our essential nature. You will see majority of the people in the world, they live as the body, for the body, and living as a husband, wife, brother, sister, they find this is all life. When somebody dies, they cry. Then somebody doesn't die, they cry. This fellow died, doesn't he? The whole life is only crying, crying, crying. Some of them are living as the jiva, the soul. See? One child was going along with the father in the cemetery area. So he said, Dad, why they construct so heavy thing on the grave? What is the reason? He is anyway dead. Why such a heavy thing on that? You know, on the last day of judgment, when all of them will be going, this fellow will take a lot of time to remove. By then I will go first. To whom are we cheating? That last day will never come. If there is a first day, then the last day will come. If there is a hell as a place, then you will go there. There is no place as a hell. See, friends, everything is in this absolute self. If I is not there, there is neither hell nor heaven. There is neither India nor Britain. There is neither rich nor poor. Everything disappears. Atma Ajnanat Jagat Bhati. What is the meaning of the world? This is another important topic. World means an experience of otherness is called as world. This definition you won't get anywhere. I see this is a camera. How do I say this is a camera? This is a camera, I know this is a camera and it is other than me. So that experience where there is a sense of otherness, valid and real, we are in the world. And when this sense of otherness starts becoming weaker and weaker, then the world disappears. Like when we go to sleep, what we do? We slowly start discarding the sense of otherness by forgetting about otherness. So we discard the world, we discard everything, we close windows, everything, and we discard ultimately the last thought, I want to sleep. So that want and I, when that is also discarded, there is no difference of any kind. Therefore, the deep sleep experience is homogeneous, undivided, non-dual experience. See, here Patanjali and Vedanta differs. According to Patanjali, deep sleep is abhava pratyaya lambana vritti, where the absence of the waking and the dream is the thought. Vedanta doesn't bother about it. Vedanta says deep sleep is that experience where the sense of otherness is absent. And therefore, in deep sleep, we all merge in the absolute reality. And again come back. Get exhausted, tired, frustrated, again go back. Like the waves coming out of the ocean. Come, dance, play, fight, achieve, fail, go back to the ocean. Again they come back. So waves are many, we are many, but the deep sleep experience like the ocean is one. In the deep sleep, we are not separate. See? Thus, when we inquire and find out who is this I, then we come to know that the manyness is on account of the upadhi or the conditionings. Like this example I gave you a number of times. One man with the conditioning of the father is called as the son. With the conditioning of the wife is called as the husband. With the conditioning of the son is called as the father. Has he become three? He is one. In the same manner, one mind with the conditioning of the eyes is called as vision. With the conditioning of the ears called as the hearing ability. In the same manner, one pure consciousness with the conditioning of the stone it is called as inert. With the conditioning of the tree it is called as live. With the conditioning of the animal it is called as existing, live and knowledge. And with the conditioning of the human body it is called as the human being. There is no difference. Come to cognize to this common denominator. And when this is not recognized, then Atma Jnana Jagat Bhati, then the sense of otherness becomes real. And when the sense of otherness becomes real, three things happen. About others, we have desire. About others, we have fear. About others, we have anger. Desire, anger, and fear is always about someone other. See, a man went to a forest and fixed his tent and all the time worried, I hope no animal comes and eat me away. I don't know what will happen and I hope I should be safe and tired, not getting sleep. Can't switch on the light also, animal will come and find me out. So, finally he got tired and slept. And when he slept, he started snoring. And the tiger which came to eat him, he got frightened. He ran away. Because for this man who is sleeping, for him there is no sense of otherness, no fear. But for the tiger, there was a sense of otherness. Oh, there is a bigger tiger than me. See, what is the world? World is this. That about which we have desire is a world. That about which we have anger is a world. That about which we have fear is the world. Find out about what we don't have the desire, anger and fear. We don't have desire about the self. We don't have anger about the self. We don't have fear about the self. See, in a fraction of moment, friends, everything will continue to remain as it is. Nothing will change. What will change is our understanding about the world. See, whole Bhagavad Gita was told to Arjuna. After Arjuna heard Bhagavad Gita, the situation of the war did not change. It was the Arjuna who changed. In the same manner, when we study scriptures, we will change, not the world. Why the world will not change? Can we improve the mirage waters? Can we harvest the mirage waters? Can we use the mirage waters? No. And therefore, wise people never try to improve the world. You cannot improve. The world has always been like this. And there is nothing new in this world, friends. Nothing new. See, in today's world we hear and see the terrorism and we feel that it is the worst period of the history. If you see the total number of people killed through terrorism till date, it will be hardly handful as compared to the great master, Hitler the Great. How many Jews were killed by him in a concentration camp? Millions. Now who is more terrorist? See, friends, this world has always been like this. There is nothing new in this world. Our only purpose of life is, let us be a fit instrument like Janaka, through whom the divinity peeps out in full glory. It is for this purpose Ashtavakra Gita is studied, not for improving the world, not for teaching to the world. See? Not for blessing or cursing. It is not our business. Our business is we remain as a fit test instrument so that the Lord will choose us for His projects. See? Is it not in our day-to-day life? When I want good food, where will I go? I will not go to Gaurang, I will go to Panna. Because he will make a mess out of it. So for our work, we search for a right person. Will he not search for a right person to execute his projects? All our spiritual practices, be a fit instrument. Don't worry about anything. And being a fit instrument means stop worrying. And be happy. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om. Sri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari